Lecture 50, Introduction to Electromagnetism. So this lecture explains magnetic field concepts, magnetic flux, force on the current carrying conductor, and the Fleming's left-hand rule which defines the direction of this force. So what is electromagnetism? It is simply the interaction between electric current and the magnetic field. So what is magnetic field? So magnetic field is simply the region around a current carrying conductor where magnetic effects are observed. For example, if we have this straight conductor and current is flowing through this in this direction, then the area around this conductor is where the magnetic field is observed, and magnetic field is seen forming concentric circles around this current carrying conductor. The direction of this magnetic field is obtained using right hand thumb rule. So if we grab this conductor in the right hand in this way, then this thumb will point the direction of current and the fingers will curl in the direction of magnetic field. So let's see the animation to further understand this. So here we have a conductor, and if we flow the current in upward direction, there will be production of magnetic field. If we increase the magnitude of current, the magnetic field will also strengthen and it will increase in size. So if we keep on increasing the current, the magnetic field region will increase. But as we decrease the current, the field region will also decrease. And if we reverse the direction of current, the field region will again increase but in opposite direction. Now the magnetic field will be moving in reverse or anti-clockwise direction. Moving on to magnetic flux. So it is simply the measurement of total magnetic field that passes through a given area. The magnetic flux is given by phi is simply equal to BA cos of theta, where B is the magnetic flux density, A is the area through which these magnetic fields pass, and theta is the angle between the perpendicular drawn to this area and the direction of magnetic flux. And the units are Weber. So here this is the area, this is the direction of magnetic field, this is the normal to the area. So the angle is simply the angle between this normal and the magnetic field direction. So let's see the animation to further understand this. So here this is the area and this is the magnetic field. So we can increase or decrease the magnetic field, and we can also increase or decrease the area. The theta is the angle between this normal, that is red normal, to this area and the magnetic field lines, and we can change the theta as well. So if we change the theta, the flux will also change. So here the flux is changing, and at 0 degree, zero flux will be passing through the area, therefore the flux will become 0. So for the zero flux, angle between normal vector and magnetic field lines will be 90 degree. For half flux it is almost around 60 degree, and for maximum flux it is 0 degree. Moving on to magnetic flux density, it is simply the measurement of how concentrated magnetic field lines are within the specific area. It is given by B is equal to phi, that is magnetic flux, divided by the area, and the units are Tesla. So here this is the area and these are the magnetic field lines concentrated in this area. So if the magnetic field line concentration is less, the flux density is less, and if the concentration is high, the flux density is high. Let's move on to animation to further understand this. So here is the area, and if we increase the area, obviously the flux density will decrease, and if we increase the flux passing through this area, the flux density will increase. So now the flux density is higher, and if we keep on increasing the flux, the density will be higher and higher. So this is how the magnetic flux density can be explained. Finally, let's move on to the force on the current carrying conductor. So when a conductor carrying current is placed inside a magnetic field, it experiences a force, and this force is known as Lorentz force. The formula for this force is simply BIL sine theta, where B is the magnetic flux density, I is the current through the conductor, L is the length of the conductor, and theta is the angle between B and I. Let's move on to the animation to further understand this. So we have a conductor in purple color whose length can be increased. So if we increase the length, the force will increase. If we decrease the length, the force will decrease. Similarly, if we increase the current, the force will increase. If we decrease the current through the conductor, the force will decrease. And finally, if we increase the magnetic field, the force will increase, and if we decrease the magnetic field, the force will decrease. The last factor on which this force depends is the angle between this magnetic field and current. So if we change the angle, the magnetic force will change. So at 90 degree, it will be maximum, and at 0 degree it will be minimum. Again, if we keep on increasing the theta, the force will increase but in opposite direction, and it will be minimum when the angle between B and I will become 0. So the direction of this force is obtained using Fleming's left hand rule. So if we stretch our left hand in this way such that the thumb, the forefinger and the middle finger are mutually perpendicular to each other, then thumb will give the direction of force, the forefinger will give the direction of magnetic field, and the middle finger will give the direction of current. So this can be seen from here. So this is a conductor and the current is flowing outwards towards us. The magnetic field lines are in this direction from left to right. Then the force will appear in this direction, that is upward direction. So moving on to application, electricity produces magnetism, and with the help of magnetism we can produce motion. So this is the basis of the two main electrical machines, that is motors and generators. So electromagnetism can be basically used in electrical motor operation, in generators, and it also finds its application in other electrical machines like transformers and relays.